When a classic game series must take the next step in the development of its gameplay, visual quality, and strategy, sometimes it must revert back to the style that started it all. Such is the case with the Nintendo DS, the ever-popular handheld hit, and the turn-based strategy game that first saw its success on the Famicom and NES, Fire Emblem. Call it the Nintendo way, but it's not very often I'm disappointed of traditional remakes of classic Nintendo games, and this one is no exception. This is Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, developed by Intelligent Systems and published by Nintendo, a spiritual remake of the very first Fire Emblem game for NES. Without question, the first Fire Emblem was one of the most influential games ever made, and is considered to be the first tactical RPG in gaming history, meaning that if it weren't for Fire Emblem, personal favorites such as Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics A2, and Advance Wars may not have been conceived. Luckily for those that enjoy playing this board game-like adventure through the land of Arcania, Fire Emblem returns with a fresh coat of paint and an adventure that follows the story of Marth, a direct blood relative of the Dragon Slayer Henri. Marth must embark on a quest to rescue his sister Elise, save the kingdom from neighboring nations that have turned against him, and ultimately come into control of the Fire Emblem, a sacred relic that will allow him to wield Falchion, the sword he must use to destroy the resurrected dragon Medeus that his ancestor Henri had slain ages ago. To progress through the story, you will take part in a series of 25 chapter battles that will involve a lot of thinking even before you tackle the bad guys. Understanding the class system behind Final Fantasy Tactics games goes all the way back to this one, and along with Marth and his advisors and allies, you can choose between armored knights, Pegasus warriors, axe-wielding fighters, and mages to name a few, most of which you can even reclass to suit your needs. The battle map is so unique and interactive, not just for battle, but for buying weapons and armor, resting your units at a fort, even receiving advice and equipment from townsfolk. If you've got too many items, the convoy option is a good way to stash materials for later battles. Also helpful in-game is the option to save. Say you've destroyed that tough son of a bitch that had been giving you trouble for hours. A save point will appear close to your position on the map for your convenience. However, be careful, since sometimes saves may even screw you, especially if one of your more important units has been killed in battle. You must use tactics in every instance of battle, but the most important attribute to your strategy is the weapons class system, which works sort of like a check and balance system, comparing axe, sword, and lance. And you'll be reminded of this constantly through battle before you decide to attack. The concepts behind Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon are as timeless as they are intelligent, and I would suggest playing through it once or twice before you go back to Tactics or Advance Wars again. It's strategy with a steep learning curve, but you will reap the rewards of victory on one of the better examples of turn-based action on the Nintendo DS.